It's October 26, 2020. It's been pretty rainy here in Seattle, and the temperature is definitely dropping, so as you can see, I moved some of the plants indoor. As you can see, all the succulents are now indoor. Here's the lavender. You can see it's still flowering. The rosemary is looking very healthy too, with a lot of flowers. And here's the hydrangea, not dying back yet, and the peony, still dying back. The catnip is still growing, as you can see, a lot of new leaves. The raspberry, right here you can see there's a few more fruits that are maturing. Oops. Yeah, right here you can see there's a few more fruits that's gonna mature. And other than that, the raspberry plants is just dying back now. You can see the leaves are turning yellow. Over here's the green onion, about the same. And another rosemary. Here's the mulberry. Let's actually take a closer look. The leaf is still pretty green, but I think it's a little bit more yellow, so it's probably slowly dying back too. The lily of the valley, it's pretty much done dying back. Here's the blueberry with all the beautiful red leaves. Let's take a closer look, and you'll see all the little buds that formed. That's gonna overwinter. The calla lily is still here, but it's slowly dying back. Here's the saffron. Gonna give you a closer look of the sprouts. You can see this pot is sprouting a lot of little sprouts, and also here's a bunch more sprouts. Looks like all the sprouts are gonna be leaves for now. Here's the strawberries, slowly dying back too. And the poor rosemary, it's pretty much dead. It's completely dried. The dahlia looks very sad. Yeah, it went downstairs a few weeks ago. And here's the mixed pot of plants. The crimson clover isn't growing too much anymore. It's probably just gonna die when the frost comes. Same as tomato. Here we have the ginger. Looks like it's still sending out new leaves. And let's also take a look at the little sprout that I showed you last week. It's not looking too different, obviously, because it's not the growing season. Here's the hydrangea. Not too different, but I think the leaves are slowly turning color now. And this shooting star variety, you can see the flowers are not really opening anymore. And also here you can clearly see the buds forming on the nodes. Those are gonna overwinter. Here's the asparagus. Yeah, these ones are still green. And this new sprouts are not growing too rapidly anymore. It's been like this since last week because it's getting colder. Potato sprouts are still around, as you can see. Here's some succulents, not growing too much. Grape, definitely dying back. The leaves are turning yellow now. The rhubarb looks pretty much the same. I don't see any new leaves forming, so it's probably gonna die back soon as well. The mint looks pretty much the same too. You can see it's just getting very messy. It's a huge plant now. Right here you can clearly see a bunch more new growths. And I also found that the artichoke is actually still growing. If you look closely, you can see the artichoke leaves. So it's not dead yet. Definitely struggling though, because the mints are blocking the sunlight now. But I'm not really too interested in getting the artichoke to grow anymore. Here's another sprouts. Here you can see I moved the elephant bush plant indoor. The leaves all look very healthy still, but I think it's gonna start dropping leaves in a week or two. Just to compare with the future when the leaves start dropping, let's just take a look at the whole plant. You can see the plant looks very healthy with all the leaves. And here's the orchids. This lady slip orchid, I think it's actually sending out something. It might be a flower. Hopefully it's a flower. So we're gonna have two flowers at the same time, which is super nice. Here's the dendrobium. Not looking too different. And I moved the string of pearls indoor. It's looking pretty healthy still with all the new growth on the vines. Hopefully it'll stay this healthy. And here's the mini oncidium with the flowers. Here's a new flower spike, and these flowers are newly opened. They smell really nice. And over here's the other mini oncidium. You can see this flower spike has started to send out the flowers. I mean, the flowers have started to open. And here's another flower spike. The other orchids aren't looking too different. Over here, the phalaenopsis looks about the same. The roots looks healthy still. And I moved the succulent pot indoor. You can see it's looking good for now. I think the leaves are also going to start dropping in a few weeks. This little guy, I'm a little concerned because it's pretty deep in the pot. Might not go over the winter well. And here's the pineapple. I moved it indoor too. Yeah, the leaves are looking healthy still. Here's the snake plant. You can see there's a lot of syrupy secretion on this new leaf still. The frizzle sizzle is now here. Still dying back slowly. And I moved the other succulents, the petal plants over here. Over the summer you can see the leaves has changed color with this very nice pinkish edge. I think it's gonna quickly lose that color once it's indoor. Here's the philodendron, the prayer plants, still sending out a bunch of new leaves. These leaves are huge. Here's the Hoya plant. You can see this vine over here, it's getting super long. Here's the other new vine. And here's another vine. And here's another vine. It's actively growing. And forgot to mention that I moved the Easter cactus to this little thing. Also moved the lady slipper orchid over here to display this beautiful flower. The plant is looking very healthy. Also, I set up the grow light for the winter.